Hello everyone. The topic of our presentation is image enhancement techniques. We'll be talking about three of such techniques: denoising, dehazing, and deraining. I am Rajat Gupta. I have with me my teammates Vineet Kumar and Patru Harish. So, image enhancement techniques allow the observer to see the details in the image that may not be immediately observable at first glance. Such improvements remarkably improve the visual appeal as well as enhance the usefulness of the image for other downstream tasks. By downstream tasks, I mean that these are the computer vision applications that are used to evaluate the quality of features that are learned in self-supervised learning. So, as we all know that there is a huge demand for visually appealing and accurate images. The images that are taken by sophisticated and highly technical cameras inevitably get degraded with noise, leading to a deterioration in image quality. Likewise, with the scattering of atmospheric particles that can reduce the contrast and change in color, thereby making it difficult for object features to be identified by human vision. The images taken in hazy or foggy weather can be heavily occluded, and so is the case for images that are taken in rain. The object features behind the rain streaks are extremely difficult to identify, and so these are the three problems that we are focusing on: denoising, dehazing, and deraining. Here you can see a summary of our works. So this shows the noisy image that is converted to denoised image. Likewise, a rainy image converted to a derained image, and a hazy image converted to a dehazed image. So our work was in the pursuit of participating in the NTIRE 2020 real life denoising challenge, and fortunately we could secure 16th position among 250 plus registrants. The publication is available at this link, and the work is going to be the work is going to be a part of the CVPR workshop 2020. We extended our work later on techniques like image dehazing and image deraining. Our results from the image dehazing technique are comparable to the NTIRE 2019 image dehazing challenge. Our scores position among the top 16 participants of the challenge. And likewise for image deraining, our results are among the state-of-the-art methods that are available. So if we think about image enhancement technique mathematically, it's all about the equation m equals to c convolution with n, where c is the clean image, m is the image that we are given with, and n is the noise. However, this inversion problem that we have in end is not unique, because there are many ways by which you can obtain a cleaned image through the the image that you are given with. In other words, this convolution operator is not invertible, which is why we are trying to use self-supervised methods to obtain or to get as closer to the target images that we have with us. So there are different ways to evaluate our models. The two most common techniques which are used in this field of image enhancement is PSNR and SSIM, peak signal noise ratio, which is an expression for the ratio between maximum possible power of a signal and the power of corrupting noise that affects the quality of representation. It's basically a compression metric. The higher it is, the better it would mean to have obtained a reconstructed or compressed image. It is usually expressed in terms of logarithmic decibel scale due to its wide dynamic range. And the other metric that we use is structural similarity index. It is used for measuring the similarity between two images. The SSIM index can be thought of as a quality measure to one of the images being compared, given that we refer or we regard the other image of perfect quality, and that is why SSIM is also said to be a full reference metric. The range of this index lies between 0 to 1, and the higher it is, the closer to 1 it is, the better it is. Now we'll be talking about each of our techniques sequentially. The dataset that we have used for image denoising is smartphone image denoising dataset, a very popular dataset in this field. We were given with 320 image pairs representing 160 instances, two images from each scene instance for training process. These images were gamma corrected. A gamma correction function means to correct for an image's luminance. So these images are of extremely high resolutions. These images are extremely high resolution with dimensions of 5328 pixels cross 3000 pixels. And since we did not have enough computational resources, we just had a 4 GB GTX 1050 Ti and Google Colab as a source for training. We had to downsize the images to 256 cross 256 pixels using OpenCV, and we did that using OpenCV. So this simply tells the volume of our architecture, roughly 1 million parameters. All of them were trainable, and this is not very much in comparison to the other models that we'll be talking or discussing further. So we trained our model for 1000 epochs. We had kept checkpoints at every 200 epochs, and we saw a dip in our scores when we trained for over 800 epochs. So the best that our model performed was at a PSNR of 26.95 and an SSIM of 0.78. This highlights the performance of our model. As I've already shown you before, this is the noisy image and this is the denoised version, likewise for this pair and likewise for this pair. You can see that there is enough noise here. Now, image dehazing. The dataset that we have used here is dense haze dataset, which consists of 55 image pairs, non-hazy and hazy. We used or we simply extended our denoising autoencoder or the stacked autoencoder and see if our autoencoder can generalize the process. We evaluated on the evaluation metrics that we have discussed, and we found a PSNR of 10.24 and an SSIM of 0.53 on the hold down dataset after training for 500 epochs. This is the model performance. So although we can see that the model performs fairly well in removing the haze, but you can also see that this image is far more clear than this image, and so there is a possibility that we can do better than this. Now, now, so as you understand that converting a hazy image to a non-hazy image can be thought of as an image translation task. This transformation is also or can be said as an style transfer effect, which is why we use two of the state of the art approaches that are commonly there for style transfer, which are cycle GAN and fix to fix. So cycle GANs are unsupervised learning where they do not require paired data. A random collection of a set of images of one style and another random collection of a set of images of another style is what all is required, and the model would train. But for fix to fix you need paired data, and that is why it is a supervised learning process. So for cycle GANs we had splitted the dataset in 80-20 splits with 45 images in the training set and 10 images in the test set. We evaluated for thousand. We trained for 1,000 epochs. The objective was least squares GAN, and the batch size was kept as one because we already have a lot less number of images. We saw an improvement in comparison to the stacked autoencoder that we had, a PSNR of 13.44 and an SSN of 0.438 is what we got for the holdout set. The following images show the performance of our model on cycle GAN. Lastly, in the technique of image dehazing, we had also worked on pix to pix. Here we had to split the data in 80-10-10, where 45 images were kept for training set, 5 images for validation set, and 5 images for test set. Pre-processing was done on the dataset, and these are the hyperparameters. The only change in comparison to cycle GAN is that the objective here is kept as cross entropy. And we saw further improvement in our results with a PSNR of 15.96 in the testing or the holdout cell, and likewise SSIM of 0.602. And finally, these images show the performance of fixed-to-fixed model on the holdout cell. Now, lastly, we have also worked on image training. The dataset that we had considered here is Berkeley segmentation dataset, and we had to perform a synthesis so that we can include range peaks, a sort of a Gaussian noise. So we created two datasets, 100H and 100L, representing heavy and light range peaks respectively. The size of the images in this dataset is 320 pixels cross 480 pixels. But as we will see, the volume of our architecture, which is roughly 58 million parameters, it was necessary for us to downsize the images to 256 pixels, and we converted it to a NumPy pickle dump, which is simply a NumPy array for faster processing. The datasets contain 1800 images, 1800 image pairs, both the datasets, heavy and light. So as I've already said, this this simply shows the volume of our GAN-based model. We have used a GAN-based model here, 58 million parameters, and these are the hyperparameters. We have trained the model for 100 epochs with an objective of cross entropy and a batch size of one image. And these are the results. We got a PSNR of 35.58 and an SSIM of 0.68 on the holdout set. And you can see how beautifully this moving the range peaks from this image, from the rainy image to converting it to a derained image. Likewise for this example. So we realize that image enhancement techniques per se are required to basically find or make object features appealing and clear, and these three techniques that we have used fairly perform it. This is the summary of our experiments. In the technique of dehazing, fix to fix performed the best with a PSNR of 15.9 and an SSIM of zero point 0.6, and likewise for derailing and denoising. Possible extensions to our work for denoising is that one could use residual dense network, which are the state-of-the-art approaches here, or maybe converting to high resolution images through the approach of super resolution. For derailing, since the model is computationally large with 15 million parameters, one could try reducing the size of the model. And for dehazing, as I said, that CycleGAN is a unsupervised learning approach where we are simply asked to have two styles, have images, have collection of images from two styles. So if one thinks converting a hazy image to a non-hazy image as a translation task, so could one think of converting a non-hazy image to a hazy image also as a translation task, which is what we tried doing. This And this example shows that this is an image that is taken randomly from Google, and we inputted this to the model, trained model, and the image on the right shows how beautifully it has occluded this image, put all the haze around, and this possibly can be used to create more such image dehazing pairs so that we can try training the model on larger datasets effectively. These are the references. Thank you.